Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the Dota Pit League Season number 3 group stages. We are here today with a battle between evil geniuses, what some might consider the best team in the world right now, versus Power Rangers, of course, the Bell Russians coming in. They did lose Saniko not too long ago. They're playing with a couple of stand-ins. Power Rangers looking for their second victory after coming in and replacing Fire in Group A. And as always here for Dota Pit, it's organized by One Game Agency, of course, brought to you by all of the production done by, I should say, High Ground TV. Of course, we got the production manager, Pim Muckle, in. As always, no stats man today. Moppax is away, I think, doing something work-related. Quantum might be doing the same. So no stats for you today, I know. It's disheartening, but, well, we'll have to deal with it. We do have our co-cast driver, Trout, as always. How the hell are you?
I'm doing good, man. It's not too early. I got my coffee. Got a good couple games of Dota ahead of us, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Getting all that alcohol out of your system as well. And I don't know if you went out last night.
Actually, yes. I had a nice half a bottle of wine last night. So
yeah, I woke up this morning on my friend's couch, so that was good.
Good night last night.
Yeah, great time. Went to see one of my friend's bands up in Saratoga, which is a bit north of me. Mm-hmm. Interesting taste in music he's got, but you know, listen, that's his own thing. He was a lot of fun to watch him play. Really good friend of mine. But now we have Dota to go on here, and well, Evil Geniuses, North America's pride so far, and this season of Dota, and they're coming in with a Chen with the Witch Doctor as well. Power Rangers going for the IO. I like how EG has been kind of, if you look at their past drafts, they've been experimenting with a lot of different heroes. They picked OD for Sumail. They've picked him Invoker. They've done a lot of different strategies, which I think is really the sign of a solid team. And, you know, they seem to be flourishing with these drafts. I like what they go for, but they do have to face up against the IO Tiny here in this first game.
Yep, and then Evil Geniuses with a Witch Doctor Chen, which is a very strong combo. Witch Doctor is a very strong support. He can zone quite effectively. I remember I mentioned this last time we saw this exact combo coming out between the two supports, and it was Nip who actually ran it. They ran a Witch Doctor Chen, and then they had a farming Luna as a safe lane carry, and it worked out so well for them, man. Like it was so strong. The only thing I questioned just a tiny little bit was picking Witch Doctor as a hard 5 rather than a 4, just because I know how good Witch Doctor is with an Aghanim's upgrade. But it didn't really come to that point, and it didn't end up mattering in that game just because the laning phase was so strong. They started out, Chen bought everything. Witch Doctor actually started out with a null talisman instead of boots, and it made it so it was very easy to zone out, not only with the extra damage that Witch Doctor already has high base damage, but the extra damage that you get with a null talisman, but also if you're in range with the Luna, who had the aura in that case. It was very, very strong. I don't know if Evil Geniuses goes for the Luna. I still think it's a very strong hero with Chen and Witch Doctor. We'll have to see.
I really loved that draft from NIP, and that was a series where they played against Team Tinker. Tinker demolished them in that first game, NIP, we should be talking about here. The second game, it was like 20 minutes long, and the Witch Doctor was solo zoning out a offlane Bristleback played by Bulba. That is not the easiest job, the easiest task. But they made quick work of that game. So Evil Genius is going for that Witch Doctor Chen, like NIP went, like you mentioned. I think it's very solid. But now you do have to worry here if you're EG. If you go for something like that with that draft, what do you do mid? Because how safe is Sumail going to be up against maybe a tiny IO mid, especially as a Storm early on in this game? Is this going to be an easy lane? Probably not.
Well, they could still go Storm Spirit safe lane and run like Fear mid on something.
Right.
That's still an option. They can't run the Sniper mid for Fear. When they run Fear mid, it's usually been the Sniper, at least from what I've seen. But I'm sure that they can play other things. It still could be Storm mid. They could do Storm mid with like Witch Doctor just dual laning with him, and then so they go like a dual lane mid versus a dual lane mid, a solo hard carry top with a jungler. This was like old school Han stuff, man. This is what happened for years. It was just always dual lane mids with a jungler. So they could do that, and having double range mid with Storm Spirit, and then also the ability to threaten that lane with a good gank from Chen. It could be strong. You do run into something scary once Tiny Wisp gets like level 2, 3, that they can kill either one of them instantly. That's the scary thing about this combo if Power Rangers plays their cards right. So because of that, that scary nature of Wisp Tiny in the mid lane, once they get level 3, you might want to run Storm Spirit safe lane. It just depends on what Evil Geniuses haven't planned. Like, do they want to contest this mid lane with, dual range, or do they just want to guarantee farm on their Storm Spirit?
Yeah, that's the thing. They have a couple of options here, like you've mentioned. One thing we have seen is, especially from Secret, who loves to play Bristleback, Arteezy played it mid. And I always go back to this. And
oh, yeah.
I think that's a really solid hero because of Quill Sprays up against IO Tiny. They'll grab the Clockwork for Universe offlane. I used to give him a lot of flack, I think, for his Clockwork, saying that it wasn't his best offlane hero, but he has played it so damn well recently. Honestly, he's up there in the Clockwork players, and it looks like he really enjoys the hero because, to be honest, that hero is fun as hell too. So
it's fun as hell when you're connecting with stuff. When you're not, it really is a hit or miss kind of hero. But I think it's probably right now in the meta, it's his best hero. I've seen him play it better than almost any offlane hero he's been playing. And he seems to be more comfortable on Clockwork than other offlane heroes right now in the metagame. So I think that's fine for Evil Geniuses. It's also like a traditional good pick against Wisp, just because it's easy to... It's not really about the hook. It's like... Well, it's about the hook too, but like the cogs can be really annoying for relocate ganks. If you happen to be in the area, you can just cog, and then it really screws up their positioning. It's really good against melee heroes in general, which is another one that's picked up here, which is the Axe. So this is actually something... I didn't actually watch the game last night because it was really late and I went to bed, but I saw that NiP were playing someone in the major all-stars, and I think they already lost to IG, so they were playing in the lower bracket or something. But they played Wisp Tiny with an Axe farming. I'm wondering if Power Rangers does the same, or if they just go Axe off lane here.
Axe safe lane seems to be an okay choice. I think they've done it before for Power Rangers. They like to pick this hero. They picked it against, I think, Tinker a couple of times. They played Asus Polar the other day, which we saw. So I don't know. I mean, farming X is something I like a lot, but I don't know. We'll see what they do for Power Rangers. For Evil Geniuses, they've got another ban here to go. What is it going to be? Also, the new Faces Void remodel. He looks pretty angry.
Looks so much better than the one like 2 days ago. Did you see that one 2 days ago?
No. What do you mean?
It was horrible. This portrait right here just got updated yesterday in the afternoon. Really? Yeah, and then before yesterday afternoon, it was something. It just looked awful. Oh,
they changed it.
Yeah, it looked terrible. They changed it once and they changed it again.
I would like to see the
it looks cool now,
old icon. Then that is something I would be interested in seeing. If somebody in chat wants to throw that up there, I don't know if anybody has the ability to do so, but
it's on Reddit somewhere. I saw a Reddit post about it, but
all right, now
Drow Ranger picked up last for Evil Geniuses, so I guess it will be a Storm Spirit mid with maybe Witch Doctor really helping them out, because I do fear that Storm Spirit could get under a lot of pressure here in the mid lane, unless Chen helps him out. The thing is that Evil Geniuses have the potential to help him out if he needs it. They have Witch Doctor to rotate if they need it. They have Chen to rotate if they need it. They don't even need to rotate Chen, so to speak, if they get like a lucky creep like a Wildkin, or that guy that shoots lightning. I don't know what he's called.
The Satyr Trickster?
Sure, yeah.
Is that the Purge one or the Satyr Mind Stealer? One of those two.
The guy that just shoots the lightning from really far away.
Oh, the Harpy.
Yeah, the Harpy.
Stormcrafter, yeah.
Yeah. That guy owns Wisp Tiny.
Yeah, he's pretty good. That's quite the creep, actually. I like the Wild Wing, though, honestly. The, whatchamacallit, the Tornado's pretty nice, but, well, we'll see. We'll see how they handle this pressure from the Wisp Tiny, which should be mid. Although we saw Hellraisers pick it up the other day, and they put it in the, I think, safe lane. I imagine this Wisp Tiny is going to go mid. I would be very surprised to see anything else. I mean, they really want to shut down Storm Spirit. And even if you do shut down Spirit, we've seen what he could do without farm as long as his team is able to create space. Because you're putting a lot of emphasis on the Storm Spirit, therefore, by proxy, the rest of your team is going to get farmed. But that might not be the case. However, it is a Sumail Drow Ranger. They might switch this up as Fear picks up the Storm Spirit. An interesting change here in the draft. Might see a swap. Who knows?
This is very... Yeah, they swapped. They definitely swapped.
I was like so excited, and then nope. All right, well.
I feel like that's a straight up mind game swap, unless they just misclick the hero or something. because
They might have. I don't know, man.
maybe they're trying to
difficult.
maybe they're trying to get them to think that Drow would be mid or something. I don't know. But anyway, Sumail gets pooled 3, which is a little superfluous. 300 ping lag, servers lagging remake.
We need to remake desperately. PPD leaves before the admin even confirms. That's just how he rolls, man.
Just doesn't want to waste time.
No, I guess not. But like Dino, I don't know if Dino's actually here. Hold on, I'm gonna message him. No, Pimp, don't you worry. I got this, buddy.
Is this a US East host, by the way? Do you know?
This is US East.
I'm not sure. Okay, it should be East. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the second game might be Europe. I'm not sure. We'll see. I don't know, but
It has to be.
let's. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's the rules. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
like-
that's the rules.
Disgusting ping to US East.
Yeah.
Alright, lobby's up, boys. Let's go.
I can't leave the game. Good stuff, Valve.
Rip.
Yeah,
Can I
hold
put
on.
you in a party, maybe?
Oh no, I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
It's lagging. The Steam servers are lagging really badly, though. You could tell it's pretty bad.
I'll check status.
Like every action I'm taking when I aim Dota right now is not going quickly. You know, every day, man, it's got to be something. It's got to be something. Oh my lord, dude. By the way, I'm not sure if you saw the game, but the game Power Rangers won. Their only game they've won so far in Dota Pit. Bulba was playing Clockwork, and they had a huge lead, maybe about 7k gold. And Bulba DC'd and stayed DC for pretty much the rest of the game. And
Really?
They had to play 4 versus 5, and that lead went downhill quickly. So Power Rangers were able to take the victory. And I was like,
That's not a win you can feel good about.
no, definitely not. They were mannered too. They were even making sure, like, you know, they used all of their own pause time. I'm specifically talking about Power Rangers. They were like, you know, and people were like flaming PR or something like that, and it had nothing to do with them whatsoever.
Right.
Then
Actually,
I
I
got
think
mad.
Sam. I'm pretty sure they forgot to use the special stuff you're supposed to use when those situations arise. If you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it was unfortunate. Bulba was frustrated, clearly. Tinker was frustrated, clearly. But now we have Dota server issues. However, we are back into the game. All pick. We are ready to go. Well, we have to actually wait a minute because of the stupid all pick timer, but that's all right. Anyways, I want to ask you, man, what do you feel? Who do you feel comes out in the draft right now? Who do you favor more going into the game?
I said this before, I think, a couple times on stream, but this has nothing to do with who's won the draft, really, but I just hate Drow Ranger as a hero. It's probably my most hated hero of the entire game.
Why is that?
I just hate it. I just feel like it's a gimmicky hero.
Oh, man, I like that hero.
I don't know. It's just me personally. Everyone else can love the hero. I hate it. But okay, that aside, I don't know. Wisp Tiny is obviously very, very strong, and I think that Power Rangers has a nice draft. But you can tell Evil Geniuses, they have an idea against what they want to do. I do know that PPD is kind of adamant about picking Drow specifically against an axe, because it's very easy to kite the axe.
Oh yeah.
Your ranged heroes will, like, obviously you want ranged heroes in your draft against axe, and then Drow Ranger buffs those ranged heroes and is a ranged hero in their own within a kiting ability. So I do know that he likes that. So in a sense, that's a decent counter to axe. If the Wisp Tiny combo does get out of hand, though, obviously it can get crazy. It's really hard to call, but I'm going to favor EG's draft a little bit slightly just because they have a jungler, and I don't know that PR can punish it with a Wisp. So that's the only thing.
Yeah, that's a very good point. They'd have to make some pretty aggressive moves into the enemy jungle to try to get AUI 2000 out from under his comfort zone right now, where he's going to place a ward down. He's going to have complete control over his own jungle. They're not going to ward it, so he'll have all of the camps to work with. I think this is a very solid draft. I do want to say I fear for fear. No, that was actually no pun intended at all. That was awful. I'm sorry, everybody. But I think he could get assaulted by the Queen of Pain as well as the Tiny IO combo. I think there's a big chance that they could bring him down if they put some aggression on him early. And I also am a little bit nervous about how Sumail is going to do in this middle lane, but he does get pooled 2 tankers. He goes for the early null talisman. And they'll try to go for that bottom rune. Meanwhile, top rune is going to be contested by Power Rangers. And I don't think we'll see any early fights breaking out. It's just going to be the Tiny IO combo, maybe getting that first blood mid, which we'll have to keep our eye on. That's the thing.
Yeah, and EG kind of knows that PR really want to secure the rune for their Wisp, and usually they do that top if you're on Radiant. So they sent 3 people bottom to secure the rune for... did Sumail get it?
He did, yes.
Okay, yeah. He just bought himself a potion real fast, that's why. Okay, so he's got level 1.5, which is good. Aoi tries to block the mid lane a little bit for him, but it's not the best, unfortunately. As Wisp Tiny's going to get the better of the block. And No Fear's trying to keep the range creep to not die right away so they have better creep equilibrium, but he's not too successful in doing so, unfortunately.
The range creeps going toe-to-toe, and the Radiant range creep getting the victory. Top lane is going to be Fear going up against Cheshire Cat here, and Cheshire Cat's going to get a lot out of this lane. J4 is nearby as well, which is a big problem. PPD, he's got some right-click potential. He's going to take an Arcane Bolt to the face, and this top lane might be a little bit crazy. So off lane is going to be solo versus solo currently for Universe, as the IO is, of course, in that mid lane, and that means that Zara is going to have an interesting time, but should do okay in this matchup. We'll see how it goes.
And there's the bottle coming out for... Okay, Wisp Tiny now have the bottle. And he's got his boots coming out for him on the Tiny. I do have to say that I like what Envy did last time I saw Wisp Tiny, which was he bought 4 branches right at the start, because if you look at level 2 right now, Tiny can't combo unless the bottle comes out during the first avalanche. And even then you have to wait a little bit, and it doesn't come out instantly. If you go with the 4 Iron Branch build, or I don't even know if you need 4, maybe just 3. Maybe you do need 4, I don't know, I haven't done the math on this, but either way, he doesn't have enough to combo, and that's a little bit concerning when you're trying to zone out solo Storm Spirit, who's now 7-3, and is actually out farming the Tiny. Yeah,
he has the most creep score, well, he's the biggest creep scorer, I should say, in the game currently, 7-3. Clockwork is also doing pretty well. In a matchup that I honestly, I'm not too familiar with the Queen of Pain Clockwork matchup, but it feels like a Queen of Pain should do pretty well, although it is very early on. However, PPD is getting run at in the top lane. Cheshire Cat goes for the early Battle Hunger. He doesn't have a point to call. PPD getting kind of low. Battle Hunger will not take him down low enough, but it's still, I mean, just an axe running at you gets a couple of right clicks and the Battle Hunger off, and it does that much work. It's very, very difficult for you to be a support in this lane.
Yeah, Quap versus Clock, it's kind of deceptive. You would think instinctively that Quap always wins. I would say right about now she should start doing better, because the level 1 Shadow Strike is not very impressive. Level 2, though, is much, much better. And Clockwork having, very good attack animation, having high HP, he's not too scared of the auto attacks from Quap early on.
Fear and top. Battle Hunger, no call. Meanwhile, Sumail gets first blood middle. He does end up going down to the Tiny. It's actually a 2-for-1 as they were jumping in maybe a bit too aggressively. Wow. How does that happen? That's impressive coming up from Sumail. He still does end up going down. He does have his bottle, by the way. What a turn of events.
Yeah, that's pretty good. The only problem is that the Tiny did get solo experience after that kill, and it was on a Storm who already got extra experience for getting the first blood, but the thing is it doesn't matter because he got the first blood, which is almost always going to be worth it. So nicely played by Sumail, and he comes back and he's already got full HP and mana. And you also have to attribute this just a small little bit to the extra damage that the Drow Ranger aura is providing. It's not a ton, but it, 6 damage in the when you're level 2 or 3, actually does make a little bit of a difference. So maybe that came into play, maybe it didn't, I don't know, but definitely outplaying. Here we go again. Sumail taking a little bit of damage. See, he doesn't have the mana actually right away. He's going to use it afterwards. It might be enough. The balls are not all connecting. He's got one more. And it's not going to connect, unfortunately, but... Yeah, see, the damage is a ton, but you actually do more damage, if you remember, with a combo if it comes out instantly. And because he doesn't have the full mana pool right away, he does now that he's level 5, but it's just one thing to take note of.
Yeah, if you wait, you're not getting the full maximum damage you can get with that combo. With that combo, they don't even need the spirits, I think. The combo just kills him if he's low enough, and that wasn't the case, because like you talked about, doesn't have the mana pool now, I think is getting there or has it.
He has it now.
Top lane, they will throw up a Maledict. They're going to go into J4, the slow from the Frost Arrows. The silence on the Cheshire Cat. PPD chasing, but it's a bit too far. Cheshire Cat still running in. The Frost Arrow slow. So good. Meanwhile, Sumail getting another trade. Gets the solo experience onto No Fear in the middle lane. And then Tiny does pick up the kill onto Sumail in turn. Lots of trades mid that, honestly, it's tough to keep track of them.
You could tell the communication is not actually all there in mid too. Like, the Wisp wanted to go in, the Tiny was scared and ran away, and then the Wisp, you can tell that they haven't really played that much together. And I know that this is a stand and they're trying out new players, but yeah, they were not on the same page there, unfortunately, and that's the reason why the Wisp died. Still, it's not that bad for PR because they're getting kills in the Storm Spirit.
Yeah.
And yes, he's getting them first, but the Tiny's getting the rebuttal kills, which is more important. Actually, No Fear is taking a lot of damage. Sumail's going to hit level 6 in one tick. There's a stun coming out. He misses the toss actually onto him. Sumail was thinking about going for a kill there on the Tiny, and he thought better of it.
You could see it in his eyes. He was ready to go as he got his ball lightning, but decided not to go in and kill himself or maybe get killed by the Tiny IO combo. But AUI 2000 in the jungle, we haven't talked about him. Meanwhile, Cogs goes Zara staying alive. The max, well, not max, 2-1-2 build. I'm a big fan of this build. Meanwhile, top lane, Cheshire Cat going for a dive. Now the cast and the silence up as well. Frost arrows, the cast bouncing effectively. PPD, the call misses again. He actually cancels the animation. More Frost arrows, gets up to the 3rd level. Actually out of mana. Will they be able to get the kill? Test of faith. AUI 2000 comes out from seemingly nowhere. He says, this is my kill. Hold on. Let me just hit my W button real quick and we'll take care of all of this. No problem.
They're actually out farming them in every single lane. Mid is winning in CS by a pretty good amount too. 7 CS more for the Storm than the Tiny. And then top lane they're winning. Bottom lane, he was, before he had to go back and heal, he almost got a solo kill in the Quap. Very, very close. The Quap lived with like 8 HP or something.
Ball landing's away. He's low. He will not get the kill. Ball landing the wrong direction. They did get the combo off, by the way. It was the full Tiny Avalanche Toss combo at the right timing. It didn't kill him, but it was very close. And then he ball lightninged up to the high ground and ended up falling, so.
Yeah, I missed that, unfortunately, but I actually am a bit surprised. You were mentioning how the Quap wasn't, and he's actually missing a lot of CS on his own, too. I've noticed that. But Universe is manhandling this bottom lane, or was until now. He's trying to roam around and stuff. But he was really owning bottom. Look at, he's missing, if you watch this Quap, he's actually missing a lot of CS, unfortunately. It does make a difference.
He has an ulti too. He's got some decent base damage right now. Smoke from Sumail. Universe rotates bottom. They see the rotation. They know this is happening. Sumail is actually heading to the jungle. He's going to see them taking stacks. No Fear would be the best target. Going to find Ditchirot. Going to go into No Fear instead. Avalanche misses. Sumail gets an easy kill. 4 levels of overload. Pretty difficult to stop that damage. Top, there's going to be a dive. Fear taking a lot of damage coming through. Now there's going to be the call. It doesn't go off just yet. The cast going through, but there's the chop coming in. Now the call. TV's going to come through. Sonic Wave. Cheshire Cat gets the double. Hook shot. Universe is going to find it on Zara. Blink is available. He's going to have to blink into the trees. Will make it out alive. Flare is available. Sees him, but there's no way to get there. They have to cut down some trees. Maybe a test of faith from AUI. He's just going to right-click him. The Hadouken goes as well. Sumail finds Cheshire Cat into the river. They get the call off. Is he going to survive this? The chop's not available. Sumail able to get the kill. Now gets to his treads. Turns into about, I think, a 3 for 2. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. 4 for 2 when it's all said and done. I guess they did count the No Fear kill when he was in the jungle as well. So big lead for EG now.
Uraz trying to find a kill, but he was completely spotted out by a ward, so he's unfortunately wasting his time there. But yeah, this is just again Sumail knowing his limits on Storm, and he knows what he can do, and he knows how much damage he's going to do to these heroes that don't really have that much HP. Like Wisp has no boots, he's got no armor at all, so the auto attacks and the extra damage coming from the Jaw Ranger aura is actually really helping, especially as he's getting more levels. He hasn't even leveled up Precision Aura, but because he does have his ult now, it's up to 16 extra damage for all ranged heroes. So it's pretty damn good.
They're hitting hard, and they haven't even started pushing it, by the way. Which I mean, they have a Chen. He has a lot. He has 4 creeps, so he's the max amount. He has his buckler. I think he's waiting for his mech, but it's gonna be a while before he actually gets there. J4 rotating around, looking for a kill on the backside. AUI will TP in. He'll recall his creeps momentarily. Now there's going to be the conch shot relocated on a PPD, still silenced. They're going to try to send him home. No. Test of Faith going through. Silence up onto Dichira. Can they turn this? Bring the creeps in. Looking for a Centaur stop. Not going to find it. Tosses up. PPD still alive. Buddha Restoration. Stomp number 2 goes. Universe arrives late to the party, but Cheshire Cat is going in, but he's going to get a god on. He does get the kill on Fear, but Universe turns it around with the flare.
Bottom.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, Sumail gets a solo kill on Zara. It is a 1 for 3. Every single trade is going for EG, and although they're making us work with the camera movement, they're getting a lot of kills on a lot of lanes.
Yeah, the Storm Spirit's just doing a lot of auto attack damage now too. And because he has the max static remnant, if they are hitting, it hits for a ton of damage, and it's got a 3.5 second cooldown, so you can pretty much spam it and do lots of damage. The Quap just feels like it's just fodder now, unfortunately, for this PR squad. Doesn't seem like he really has too much farm, no item progression. He's got a bottle, no treads at 11 minutes almost. Not exactly the start you want on your Quap. Especially when it really did have a better matchup. Like, it's not a huge favored win for him, but I mean, this is something that you think that you put a Quap in the safe lane, gets a clock, you're thinking, all right, that lane at least is going to be okay.
You should get CS, right? Like, you should be able to farm decently well. It's not like Universe is up in her business the entire time she's in that safe lane. Although he almost did get that kill, which we talked about, but she's not really having the impact. That's a big problem. The first relocate gank isn't successful. Luckily, they don't die. He's going to go straight for the Ags, by the way. He's rushing in after the treads. Not going for a drum, not going for any other interesting item choice. He goes straight for the point booster and the Ogre Club. Meanwhile, Evil Genius is going to hook shot in. They're going to find Cheshire Cat. They might even find more. Test of Faith, they're going to maybe try to relocate him out. Cask is going to go. No fear. I think it got canceled, and he is Dunzo as well. Dunzo make Dunzo says PPD. They're going to try to turn on more. Zara jumping in. They'll find out Universe. Hand of God a bit too late. AUI now alone, kind of. PPD TPing away. AUI, he's going to fall as well. Good turnaround. There we go. And that is what Zara was looking for.
They can get these creeps. It's huge.
Yeah, they got the toss. Not enough damage. They get one. They'll probably get the other Centaur. Maybe not. He might deny himself to Roche. They aren't going to chase.
Sumail is going to go for what I think is to be a Yule's or a Force, because this Staff of Wizardry is just kind of random. So my guess is Yule's is going to get him out of the silence of Skywrath, which is probably the easiest thing to kill him outside of a Blink Dagger Axe. And that's nothing you can really prevent. Like, that's one of the beauties of why Axe is so popular, is that there's no counter to it other than a swap from a different hero. But as far as yourself, there's really no counter to a Blink call.
It's Gerard jumping in, PPD, baiting it up a little bit, getting low. Got to throw up the Yules time around. Yeah, he just got it, actually. Flare, they're going to toss him back. Sumail's actually out of the.
Oh, no!
Oh, Universe. He hooked onto Sumail. Well, that's unfortunate.
Well, they know that the Yules was purchased. Dude, this is a 12-minute Yules from a Storm that was dual lane mid by a Wisp Tiny. This is pretty damn good.
It's actually pretty incredible. Like, we talk about like 12-minute Yules for SFs. He doesn't have the same ability to get head to the jungle and just farm up stacks. I mean, he does have the ability to farm stacks, but like, that's not the easiest thing to do in comparison to a Shadow Fiend who has Raze, and he could just take the jungle by storm. But Sumail had a really good time mid lane. A lot better of a time than he should have had. He's up to 70 last hits. He's the highest net worth in the game, obviously. But there's a lot of heroes pushing mid. He won't get the deny. It was at 132 damage before he left. When he comes back, just a bit late to the party. How's Fear looking, by the way? He's sitting on Aquila, Treads, anything else in the courier. A Morbid Mask flying out for him right now as well. Maybe a Mom. Maybe just saves that for a Helm of the Dominator later. We'll see what he chooses to go for. But now has some sustain in the jungle to get farm. But now Cheshire Cat also gets the Blink Dagger.
Yeah, Fear hasn't really had that great of a time. He's gotten killed 3 times so far, and got dove a few times under his tower. Most of them were even trades, but as a result, he doesn't have the farm that he wants to have.
Right.
Which could be a factor in the later stages of the game, because mid to late game Drow is kind of a burden. Which is why you try to pick some. Oh, the call misses. He misses the call.
I thought he hit that for sure. Oh.
I thought he hit it too, but nope. That's huge, man. That's your Blink Dagger showing you could have killed Storm. That's
the
really
surprise
big.
is gone.
Yep.
The veil is up. They see it. The Blink Dagger's there. And now it becomes difficult to try to get that same initiation again. By the way, Ags is done for the time. He has that nice little tree, the inscribed crystal dryad. I actually want that so bad, I might just buy it. It's a sick tree.
I bought my first Dota 2 item ever a couple days ago.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't like spending money on little cosmetic things, but I did see, like, I love that Spectre little, like, glowing thing,
The
whatever it's
diffusal
called.
blade?
Yeah, the diffuser or diffuse or something.
Yeah, it's a diffusal blade. It's it's the. Well, yeah, but I mean, it's based off the diffusal blade.
Okay, well, it's called like diffuser or something. I don't remember.
Maybe
but I saw it. It's the only thing I've ever purchased.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else, but it was one of the immortals for the TI Compendium, I think. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay, it's called Soul Diffuser.
Yeah, I think that's the one. I had a autograph, a base skip autographed one from TI. I gave it away during one of my NEL streams though, so rip that.
Oh, they actually they just pinged out Roche randomly. J4.
Oh, this could be a disaster for EG. They're gonna avoid the Sonic Wave. Hand of God's gonna go AUI 2000. Roche is low, but not low enough. Cheshire Cat might go down. Hook shot in. Fear will fall. Universe gonna go on to no fear. He's gonna go down. Ditchera stops the Death Ward immediately. PPD getting chased down, gets the double kill. They might turn this.
Here comes Sumail. Here comes Sumail.
Get away, but what about Sumail? He's 1-on-3. J4 is gonna go down. Sumail might get the other kill onto Zara. Fear bought back. He's into the fray. Ditchera is gonna fall. Sumail gets the triple kill. That could have been beautiful for Power Rangers, but instead, Fear buying back, Sumail jumping in, and he gets the Aegis as well. What a turnaround coming up from the Dire squad.
He gets the triple kill. He gets almost a solo Sean with solo experience. It was shared with Fear there. So now he's up to level 14 and just got 3,400 gold now. That's pretty awesome. Like, yeah. I'm wondering if Fear even just bought back to give some aura damage, because now it's increased by 46. Because Sumail just did so much damage there. He had a haste rune to help him out too. I was wondering, I was like, where's Sumail? Where's Sumail? See him hasten down through mid. I'm like, oh, yep, they're all dead.
He's on his way. You better look out. And he gets the tier 1 tower bottom. Guy has a lot of money. Oh,
he's going to take over this game, I think.
Well, we've seen it before, man. It's that simple. Like,
oh, he's taking stacks too.
Oh, dear Lord. That is quite the stack. Well, I mean, it's just the fact that he's taking the stacks in the enemy jungle. Just anything that, like, Power Rangers could have had to get themselves, not necessarily back into this game, but at least in a better spot. It's just not going their way right now. Tiny's going to be going for what I imagine to be a Yasha. I think we might have a moment, although Ditchera is actually heading into the jungle. Let's hold on, as Sumail is also bottom and might scout out Zera here, who is going for a Staff of Wizardry. We'll see what he decides to purchase. AUI is a casual 3 Centaur Conqueror. The Centaur Conqueror Stomp Train. Oh my god. And then, yeah, No Fear is also very underfarmed too, as an IO. Because they haven't been involved in kills. He doesn't even have like an urn. He's just the 2 gauntlets. He's so close, but he can't get there, man.
Yeah, that's not good at all. The urn's so good of saving people too. The overcharge plus earning yourself really makes them almost invulnerable to a certain extent. But yeah, it's really unfortunate, just because they didn't do as well in the mid lane as they needed to. Some of the here comes a relocate gank onto a witch doctor of all heroes.
Yeah, Universe. Meanwhile, they're looking to go back in. They know that the IO was nearby when he relocated. At least they should. Hookshot's gonna go, and they're gonna find the 2 heroes, but Universe is completely separated from his team. He will find J4. He will TP out. Zera has no way to stop this TP. What the hell? They split up. Sumail's looking to turn back around into No Fear. They don't want to find him.
Yeah, they don't want to go on Sumail. He's got the Aegis, and even with the Aegis, it's kind of hard to bring him down. He's had a full Bloodstone just purchased to him too. This is a Yule's Bloodstone, now Aegis too. 18-minute storm that got dueling by a Wisp Tiny.
Well, he's Sumail's.
I mean, I hate to stroke his ego, but he really outplayed them mid. Like, I mean, some of it can be attributed to the fact that Tiny couldn't combo early on. I do think that matters. I don't think that's something to just kind of brush aside. I do think it matters, because you need to win with tiny lanes in mid, you need to be super aggressive from like levels honestly 1 through 3. You have to win then. If you're not going to win then, you're not going to win at all.
Speaking of Sumail, he goes right in on Cheshire Cat. Universe follows up with the alley-oop, and he gets the dunk. And Sumail is just, yeah, I mean, you mentioned it. He got a full Bloodstone. Not trying to stroke his ego, but he is, in fact, he has taken over this game as expected, as you called out. Sumail is in a bit deep. He does have the Aegis for a moment longer here. He's going to get silenced up. He'll Yules it off. Might go onto Zara. Ball Lightning is long range, looking for J4. He is going to find him. Another Yule's coming out. They actually mistimed the combo. He's going to avoid the Mystic Flare. He's getting manned up on by every hero, and he hasn't even died. He gets the kill. He might even get out. Aegis is going to go, and that is all they could possibly take, because guess what's happening top lane? Meanwhile, Sumail goes right back in. He says, no fear, you are mine. The call is going to go. Sumail getting low. He does have Bloodstone. He's going to Yules up and stay alive. Ball Lightning further. Cheshire Cat. Sonic Wave. Sumail about to fall. He is going to...
Oh, he kills himself.
He couldn't go any further. Now PPD dances. He can't get the toss off. Ditchera and Universe with another alley-oop. Doug City for Sahil O'Neal. 4 dead. 23-14. Sumail has not only taken over this game, he's 1v5'd and made space big enough to be called galaxies. Jesus Christ.
They got Universe, and they need to change Sumail's name to Galaxy.
Yes.
Wait, Universe is bigger than a Galaxy.
That's true.
All right, now see, that's on you, man. You said Galaxy, not me.
Well, I can't say Universe, man, because that's...
All right, he needs to change his name to, like, Multiverse, huh?
Okay, man. All right, you're getting like we're just getting too.
We're being such nerds right now, man. I don't even know. I feel maybe I slipped some wine into my frappuccino this morning.
I don't know, man. It's just one of those games, dude. It's one of those kind of games where you can say stuff and, well, whatever.
Yeah, actually, a multiverse. Something like that. Yeah.
Oh. See, well, that's the problem, Pip, is like we respond to you, and then everyone else just thinks we're talking to like ourselves.
What, but you guys need some help in the medical department, right?
We just sound schizophrenic when Pimp doesn't talk. Like unmutes his mic.
No, just unmuted so chat doesn't figure out. Okay, boys.
Okay.
Let's go back to
we're like hallucinating or something
yeah,
whenever Pimp talks, everyone thinks we're on drugs. Who knows, man? All right, well, we're back into the game. We took a bit of a break there. We went on a bit of a tangent, if you will, and Fear now has a Blink Dagger. They clear up the enemy Ancient stack. So, again, the comeback mechanic, which has been there for Power Rangers, the creep camps, the tinies, stacks, the Ancient camps, maybe even Roche, they've taken all of those. And Sumail continues to create space like nobody's business. In fact, he's going to have a Hex pretty soon. He is up to his Mystic Staff. Bloodstone already finished up, which we talked about. He is going to go on to No Fear, probably. They are traveling as 5. There isn't a sentry here for the Radiant team that I can see. He's thinking about it. He's hesitating. J4, get him. He's right there. Sumail. Yeah, there we go. J4 about to fall. The Flare almost stealing the kill. But that is a beyond godlike Storm Spirit. Well, there it is.
Yep. I tried to make a heart around that rip, but it actually just looked like Void's face. That was kind of cool. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's
in-game viewers.
I just don't know what answer they have to the Storm. Even when they kill him, if this Bloodstone's off cooldown, I think he can just take it and use it every single time. He's going for a Shivas, which is, I think, the right call because they need to kill him through physical damage after he's caught in place. They're going to relocate onto Aoi, probably get the kill, which is fine, but...
And, ooh, they do get the kill. Meanwhile, Sumail is going top and kills Zara without any issues whatsoever. He's actually waiting for the relocate back. They'll bring both of them. Sumail will try to fight. Maybe gets tossed up. He does have ball, or rather... yeah, Ball Lightning. He's going to ball out of there. No problems whatsoever.
His Shivas is coming. I think he's going to re-engage. They also have vision of them, so they can kind of kite around them. He's going to wait for his Shivas and then maybe go in.
Universe already hooked in, and J4 is donezo. He's already dead. No Fear. I think to be careful with that courier. They get the Shivas. Sumail now with Fear popping off the mask. Ditchira is going to fall. No relocate to help out, and he's dead for 56. He does have a buyback. Force out. Death Ward coming through stuns him up. Universe with the double-double, and they're going to head up to the top and try to take maybe this Rax, as the only hero alive is Cheshire Cat, and they're going to have to buy back on this Tiny, I think.
Yeah, it's really coming down to I don't think they have many options anymore, and I don't even know if the Yules is going to be too effective onto Queen of Pain. It's kind of a similar idea to what Sumail picked it up. If he gets silenced by the Drow, he can Yules and unsilence himself and then blink away, but I do have to say, I don't know if Quap was actually the best pick in retrospect here against EG's lineup. I just think they have too many ways to deal with him once he blinks in. He can't ever really blink in. And to remedy that problem, he needs a BKB, which he is going to go for, but it's just going to be way too late.
Yeah.
So
that's the issue, man, is the item timing is just not there because, again, every 5 seconds. I mean, Sumail just balled across half the map, by the way. I want to point out that he was here, and he balled here, and he still has mana to spare.
Oh, relocate. Under the Witch Doctor again.
Probably dead. Toss. Voodoo Restoration, Hand of God. Ooh, the Universe Force down. And then the hook up. Silence goes. Almost pushes him off the cliff. But Cheshire Cat's dead. He'll fall. They relocate out. Meanwhile, in base, Sumail going in. Maybe too deep. He's out of mana. He's got his Bloodstone ready to go. Eul Scepter is going to take off that Silence Ball Lightning. He has that regen rune. He's going to get down. He pops the regen. Can he get out in time? The regen gets canceled by the Wisp Spirit. Ditchira, he's a fast, speedy dude. Toss up into the air, ball lightning across the crevice. Sumail's still in trouble, bottling up desperately. He's got a ball lightning a further crevice, and they're just like, we can't go any further, man. Like it's impossible. How are we supposed to deal with this guy? Are you serious?
Oh man, he's creating his own space. He picks up an Invis, maybe looking to cancel a TP. I couldn't get there in time. But now the big push coming on bottom. The creeps are taking some damage from Ditchira. He does do a lot of damage still. He's going to go for an AC, which is fine. But honestly, I feel like even the teamwork between like Clockwork and the Witch Doctor has been pretty impressive. Like you saw right there when they engaged on him, he forced him down over the cliff, and then he went back in himself. Here comes Sumail though.
Meanwhile, also Universe hooking on a No Fear. He does have Tether. He's not going to be able to use it. 2 dead almost immediately. Blink away from Cheshire Cat. Ditchira. Yule's up from Sumail just to, create some time. Toss back into the base, but actually gets onto Cheshire Cat. Force up from Universe to make sure he gets out of the Mystic Flare. He does end up going down. He suicides himself. Cheshire Cat battery assault. Somehow J4. The TP just got canceled. It seemed like it took a little bit longer than I thought it would, but they're going to take this tier 3 tower probably. They might have to buy back an Inzara, but the tower now is salted. Sumail's up in 7. Will be able to bots into the fight if necessary. The Rax is exposed. There's going to be the call on to Fear. Mech's going to go as well. Universe trying to get some cogs. He will catch up Ditchira. Death Ward going to work. PPD. He'll be able to finish off his act with that nice death dance there. And they'll take the Raxes, no problem. No buyback for the Tiny, by the way. The beginning of the end is here. Sumail balls all the way up to the high ground of the tier 3 tower top lane. And that's just, it's that. I think that might be it, man.
Yellow is angry pinging or something. As the GGs are called, this was just a complete... It was really a stomp. EG just completely styled on them and outclassed them in every way possible. Won every single one of their lanes. You could argue that maybe top was kind of even because they were getting kills on the Drow, but they were still heavily out CSing them top. Maybe not heavily, but definitely out CSing them. They had a jungler who was getting more CS than... the other 4 support would have on PR. They actually won. I think the big thing too was that the bottom lane was won. Like we talked a lot about Sumail, and it's easy to talk about that because he went 16-5, and he did kind of win mid. Tiny was still farming very, very well, but he definitely got kills where he shouldn't have. But the big thing to me was that Quap just had no impact this game. Just lost his lane, unfortunately, to better play from Universe and the Clockwork, and as a result, when he made rotations, they weren't as strong because he was just lacking in items, and it's just as simple as that.
To me, honestly, it looked as if in this game, Evil Geniuses were just the more sound team. Teamwork-wise, you touched on it many times with PPD getting forced down, Sumail getting forced up, Universe Pinky plays with his force staff, and just the team play and the way Evil Geniuses rallied around each other was impressive to watch. that didn't exist for Power Rangers, really. They were a bit disconnected at times, and sometimes the tiny IO combo, and even with the axe as well, it's a bit difficult to stay together. So Power Rangers, they're going to have to get back into it here. They lose yet another game here in Dota Pit Season 3. Their last game, I believe, of the group stages is coming up, and Evil Genius is looking to 2-0. Power Rangers looking to split 1-1. We'll wait and see how that does turn out. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, this is Dota Pit Season 3, organized by One Game Agency, brought to you by High Ground TV. You can check us out on Twitter, at PitMunkle, I don't know what happened there, at MottDota, at TralfDota. I'm gonna, whatever. We'll be back in just a second, guys. Stick around.